Adjective phrases. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to define an adjective phrase, identify an adjective phrase in a sentence and the noun it qualifies.
Hi Zizi. Hi Fleck. Oh, wow Zizi. This book looks interesting. It's about animals, huh? Hey Zizi, you know a lot about animals, don't you? So tell me, what do you get when a cow jumps up and down? You get a milkshake!
Very funny. But this book is about animal facts, not animal jokes. See if you can answer this. Who has a coat that is made of thick fur?
I know. My mom. She has a coat that's white and hairy.
No, silly. It's a polar bear.
Huh?
Look, a polar bear has a coat made of thick fur.
Oh, but this question is so confusing. You should have just asked me, who has a thick fur coat?
It's not confusing. This sentence says the same thing but in a different way. Instead of using adjectives, it uses an adjective phrase.
Huh? What's that?
An adjective is a word which describes a noun. We have also learnt about phrases. A phrase is a group of words that does not make sense by itself. It does not have a subject and a predicate and depends on other words to form a meaningful sentence. For example, Zizi is reading an animal book. In this sentence, the word animal is the adjective because it describes the noun book. Now, let's see the same sentence in a different way. Zizi is reading a book on animals. In this sentence, the words on animals is identified as the phrase because it is a group of words describing the noun book. Now that we've revised what adjectives and phrases are, it's easy to understand an adjective phrase. When a phrase describes the noun in the sentence, it is called an adjective phrase. So, an adjective phrase is a phrase that does the work of an adjective in a sentence. In the earlier example, we can state that the group of words on animals is an adjective phrase. Let's look at the sentence Zizi was reading earlier. A polar bear has a coat made of thick fur. Can you spot the phrase in this sentence? Made of thick fur is the phrase. It has no subject and no predicate. This phrase also describes the noun coat. In other words, it qualifies the noun. This makes it an adjective phrase. Now that we know what an adjective phrase is, let us learn to identify it in a sentence. In the example shown here, we can identify the adjective phrase by asking the question, what kind of a coat? We get the answer, made of thick fur, which becomes our adjective phrase qualifying the noun coat. Let's look at another sentence from Zizi's book. Animals eating only grass and plants are called herbivores. In this sentence, eating only grass and plants is an adjective phrase since it qualifies or describes the noun animals. Notice how this phrase starts with the verb eating. Here, eating is the ing form of the verb eat. The ing form of a verb is called the present participle. It may sometimes act as an adjective and can be used along with other words to form an adjective phrase. In this sentence, the present participle of the verb eat has been used in the phrase to describe the noun animals. If we ask the question, what kind of animals? We get the answer, eating only grass and plants. Therefore, this is an adjective phrase qualifying the noun animals. We need to be extra careful with adjective phrases that start with present participles or the ing form of verbs. When the ing form of the verb is used in a given sentence, it is important to find out whether it is being used as an adjective or as a main verb with the aid of a helping verb. In the previous example, eating only grass and plants is the adjective phrase that qualifies or describes the noun animals. The present participle used in the adjective phrase is eating. Here, eating acts like an adjective. Remember, a phrase or a group of words which contains a present or past participle and acts as an adjective is called an adjective or participial phrase. In the previous example, the ing adjective eating is used in the adjective phrase. However, sometimes it is used as the main verb along with a helping verb. For instance, let's look at this sentence. The animals are eating grass and plants. In this sentence, eating is helped by the verb are. It is the present continuous tense of the verb eat. When a present participle is helped by another verb like this, it is not an adjective phrase. Remember that the ing form of a verb cannot act as a verb without the help of another verb.
Wow, Zizi, all this is so interesting.
Hey Fleck, I have a riddle for you. Name an animal that walks on 4 legs when it's small, 2 legs when it's young, and 3 legs when it's old.
What kind of animal is this?
It's a man. We crawl on all 4s when we are babies, walk on 2 legs when we are young, and use a walking stick as a 3rd leg when we grow old. I love reading about animals. I'm going to read some more books. But before I go, let's look at some of the points we have learned in the lesson Adjective Phrases. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. A phrase is a group of words that does not make sense by itself. It does not have a subject and a predicate and depends on other words to form a meaningful sentence. An adjective phrase is a group of words that does the work of an adjective in a sentence. It is a group of words that describes or qualifies the noun in a sentence. The adjective phrase usually answers the questions which or what kind of. A verb ending in ing is called a present participle and may sometimes be used in the adjective phrase. An adjective phrase may also be called a participial phrase as the group of words contains a present participle or a past participle. If the ing form of the verb is used along with a helping verb in a sentence, then it is not an adjective phrase.